Hi, this is Stacey Barr, Evidence-Based Leadership and Performance Measure Specialist. Welcome to Lesson 4 of the 10 Secrets to KPI Success training course. In Lesson 4, you're going to find out how exactly to stop producing lame KPIs by stopping your lame measure selection methods. Now, the problem that a lot of us have with performance measures is the way people react to them. Some people will look at the performance measure and say, I don't like them, they're not the right ones, I'm not going to use them. And other people will look at them and they'll spend all of their time arguing about the data integrity or the calculation method or the scope of the measure's calculation, rather than using the measure to make any kind of decision about how to improve performance. Generally, when you get that reaction to performance measures, it's a good hint that the measures just aren't the right ones. They're lame. They're not really as relevant or as useful as they need to be. Now, the reason why measures and KPIs are lame is the method used to select them. And most commonly, people will brainstorm their KPIs or performance measures. Another common approach is to go shopping in a KPI repository or database where you can just pluck KPIs off a shelf, so to speak, that might relate to your industry or to your sector or your particular business process. Or you might hire an expert to tell you what you should measure. Even though these methods are common, none of them are good enough to produce truly meaningful performance measures, measures that are the best evidence of the results that you're trying to achieve. These traditional KPI selection methods produce very consistent problems. Now, one of the problems is you produce a plethora of measures to choose from and nothing better than a popularity contest to decide which ones to choose. Another problem with using those traditional methods is that very often you end up with things that aren't actually really performance measures. They might be things like complete the customer relationship management project by June. Now, that's a milestone. That's not a performance measure. Performance measures need to give you evidence of the result that you are trying to achieve, not the activity you are doing to produce that result. Measures track your journey toward a particular state over time, and a milestone can't do that. It either tells you that you finished something or not. So just doing stuff does not guarantee that you're going to get the intended result. The other problem with using traditional methods for coming up with KPIs is you don't get true buy-in. Often there'll be one or two people that might dominate the decision about which KPIs to go with, and you haven't really taken in everybody's views. Now, it might sound like a tall order, but it absolutely is possible to do that. It is possible to deliberately design meaningful performance measures for your goals or results without getting overwhelmed by way too many, without being distracted by things that aren't truly performance measures, and still getting a lot of input from people that will almost guarantee their buy-in. Consider the example of a goal about improving customer satisfaction. What brainstorming will generally produce is a list of measures like customer complaints, customer relationship management system, customer survey, customer loyalty. But really, none of those are particularly good measures. Customer complaints is biased toward those customers that feel strongly enough to voluntarily share their views. Customer survey, well, that's a data collection method, not a measure. Customer relationship management system, well, that's an action and not evidence that customer satisfaction is any better. Customer loyalty, well, that is just a vague concept and not a measure, because really it could be quantified in any number of ways. Percentage of customers who return, their total spend with us versus our competitors, customer lifetime value. A more direct measure for improving customer satisfaction could be average customer satisfaction rating, measured at regular intervals over time, maybe monthly, and based on asking customers a simple question about how satisfied they are overall with the service that you provide. So what is a real performance measure? Well, if you want to avoid lame performance measures and KPIs, you really need to have a good understanding of what a good or real performance measure is. It's not an action, it's not a data collection method, and it's not a few vague words that could really be measured in a multiple of ways, like the customer loyalty example. A real performance measure is a clear and objective piece of evidence that tells you the degree to which you are achieving a performance result through time. It's not evidence of action, it's not data collection, and it's not a vague concept. It's evidence of the degree to which you're achieving a performance result over time. Good performance measures have to be designed deliberately. Brainstorming will not produce those good measures, and neither will a lot of other methods that we use. You need a deliberate approach to designing the best evidence. Now in Pump, we have a technique called measure design. It has 5 simple steps that start with understanding the result that we're trying to achieve, then considering the evidence of that result, then quantifying that evidence into potential measures, and then choosing the potential measure that has the best balance between relevance and feasibility. All those other methods, brainstorming, shopping for KPIs off the shelf, waiting for somebody to tell you what the right measures are, none of them are going to produce the right measures for you with the right amount of buy-in either. The 4th secret to KPI success is what you need to do instead. Secret number 4 to KPI success is that you need a deliberate approach to designing your measures, which quantifies the evidence that would convince you the result or goal was truly happening. Put secret 4 of KPI success into action by looking at a sample of KPIs or performance measures that you use and do an evaluation of them. Now you'll find on this webpage a checklist of the criteria of excellent performance measures, and the link's below the video. Use that template and those criteria to assess your selected measures. Find out which are good measures, find out which are lame measures, and what you need to do to convert those lame measures to good ones. Then join me for lesson 5 in the 10 secrets to KPI success about why buy-in to KPIs trumps sign-off. And there's only one way to get it.